Knocked the table over with my knee.
Welcome to the Billy and Joe Top 10 Show. I am your host, Billy Powell, and to the right is.
And I'm Joe. Good to see you.
I need to make a nice, simple intro so you know what's going on, like cue cards on The Tonight Show, right?
Well, you broke up on me. I'm like,
I
okay.
did. I would like for you to do a football recap for us today, but you know what is worse than being a Houston Texans fan?
Now let's see. Being a fan of the Browns,
Okay, but you can keep going. There's more.
the Bengals,
Yeah. One more.
the Jets.
I'll go ahead, but there's plenty of teams. I guess you could, could be worse. But I'd hate to be an Atlanta Falcons fan.
Yeah.
You gave the Super Bowl away to the Patriots,
Oh
and
yeah.
and you pretty much just gave the game away today to the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. 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 That
So
was interesting.
here's
It,
Joe Carney of Indy's Local Flavor with today's NFL wrap up.
um, the Colts beat the Vikings today at home.
Ta-da.
The Bears beat the Lions. The Ravens are over the Texans right now at halftime, 20-10 at the half. And the surprising stat today, the Chargers are over the Chiefs at the half, 14-6 in LA. And tonight's game is the Patriots and Seahawks at 8 on NBC.
And then tomorrow's the Raiders and
Thanks.
yeah, that'll be an interesting game. The Baltimore defense is looking pretty good again today against the Texans.
Yeah,
Uh,
good team.
how good were the Vikings supposed to be?
Uh,
I mean, was this a quality victory for the Colts today?
um, the Colts were favored by 6,
Okay.
but the Vikings, their defense really wasn't there. They had a lot of fumbles in the offense, and they had some fumbles on special teams. So, and last week they gave up 43 points.
Isn't the Vikings? I get them confused. The Vikings and the Bills both have the same area code, right? 040. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And you know the people down here are like, oh, Texans need to win a Super Bowl. But Colts had to wait 27 years.
Yeah, and Rex Grossman won the Super Bowl for him.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's something special to either, I guess, win an NBA title, a World Series, or a Super Bowl. I mean, you got to have everything flowing right. And for those teams that will do back to back, or 2 out of 3, or 4 out of 5, it is just incredible.
Well, and I mean, I know it's a different era, but for what the Celtics to win 11 titles, that's bananas.
Yeah, but also too, you got to remember, there were, it was only what 12 teams in the league, or at
Yeah,
that. So and you
yeah.
had it was basically Red Auerbach, which actually it's his birthday today, born in 1917. But he'd be 103 if he was still alive today. But
Oh,
you had a monopoly on the game,
right, right,
and
definitely.
and for years and years and years, you kind of gave a little bit once every 2 or 3 years. But that's how you accumulated. You kept accumulating all of your championships. Was being a monopolizer, and also race and everything else plays in it also. And Red Auerbach hated the ABA. He just despised the ABA. Tried to do anything he could to get rid of the ABA.
Well, it was the same with the AFL. Vince Lombardi hated the AFL,
Yeah,
and so did George Halas.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I agree. They said it was inferior sport.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and I don't care who wins the NBA title this year. It's going to be a big old asterisk slapped on it, and I
Yeah.
won't. I probably won't even recognize. I would probably recognize John Calipari's Final Fours with Kentucky and with UMass than I would the championship of the NBA this year.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, you wouldn't go that far. You wouldn't go that far.
No,
I thought
no.
one of the I thought the commissioner was actually playing for the Lakers the other day, but I could be wrong. Because really, the only two players on LA is Anthony Davis and LeBron James. So anybody can go out there and play, and you wouldn't recognize or know who it was. Now, I will say this off the bat. Thank you for the football kind of recap for today.
Sure.
But here is what's going to happen to the Indiana Pacers next week. Mike D'Antoni is going to sign as the head coach.
Do you like that pick?
Um, Yes, I do.
Why?
Number one, it's better than anything that's out there.
Better than Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson has done something to piss some people off. I don't
I
know.
agree
I
with
don't
that.
know what it is. I
I
don't know
agree with
what dirty pictures he has. I'd love for Mark Jackson to be coach, but if it's not Mark Jackson, it's got to be D'Antoni. And from what I understand too, they're working a trade now where Turner would come here to the Houston Rockets, and the Michael Westbrook would go to the Pacers.
Russell Westbrook?
Yeah, I mean Michael Westbrook. Where did I get that from? Russell Westbrook would come to the Pacers.
There's no way Westbrook come here. It's too small of a market.
Yeah, and Turner, and I can't remember the other player they're going to toss into the mix, but Miles Turner and somebody else they're going to slap in it.
I'd love to see it, but
Yeah, because this would be the last team that D'Antoni coaches probably.
yeah.
So a lot of people don't know he had a good NBA and ABA career
No, I did not know that.
playing. So
Yeah.
Okay, so I know you guys are all excited. A matter of fact. Oh, hold on a second, Joe. Sorry about that. Hold on a second here. Hello? Man, there's so many other fantastic topics out there. Are you sure? All right. Well, I take it today is top 20. We're going to roll out a big old change like, the McDLT, or we're going to roll out with the Billy and Joe top 20 show? We should probably do that now before we get too deep. Or do we throw them with a curveball we do a top 10 show one of these days and they're, waiting for the top 20 plus the Joe bonus.
Of course. Or we could do top 25 like they do in basketball.
Not any of the Jonas Brothers, but the Joe bonus. The Joe Carney bonus. Joe, where can people listen to your podcast at?
Most of them listen to it on iTunes or Spotify. It's also on iHeart and Anchor FM.
That's awesome. My show deals primarily with basketball, and primarily basketball from the state of Indiana. If not, it's 6 Degrees from the state of Indiana. And you can hear my shows at keepingthenostalgialive.podbean.com. That's all one word, keepingthenostalgialive.podbean.com. And you can also find Joe and I show on our YouTube channel, my YouTube channel. We need to get that fixed, by the way, at the Billy and Joe show. And that's under the Keeping the Nostalgia Alive show on YouTube. Please go over there and subscribe and watch. So today's top 20 is going to be very childish. Not very mature. Might as well do it on a man cave Sunday when it's football and all the guys are doing football. But we're going to do our favorite superheroes.
Yes.
Not necessarily if my superhero beats Joe's superhero or vice versa, but just growing up, our favorite superheroes, be it in cartoons and movies, comics, whatever it is. So, and with that, the Joe bonus will start.
I was very fortunate enough when I got out of college, a buddy of mine started a comics and gaming store. So I ran the comic book department for 4 years in Anderson. That was the Danger Room. Very rewarding experience. So my number 21 pick, hopefully you know who this is. They should make a movie out of this guy, but who knows? Dr. Fate.
Ooh, yes, Dr. Fate, man. So tell us, how many comic books do you have? Do you still collect them? Do you have a collection? What size of a collection do you have?
Let's see.
Or did your mom take them out back because you wouldn't go to church and burn them?
Well, it's close. My former other half said before we had got married that we couldn't afford any more comics.
Couldn't afford any more.
Correct. So I had to so I collected from age 14 to 29.
Okay.
So about 15 years.
What was your first comic book that you got as a kid? Do you remember?
Yeah. It was shared with me and my brother. Well, actually it was a couple. It was shared with me and my brother. It was Jiminy Christmas.
Shared.
It was Super Friends. Got the Super Friends comic at my grandmother's house, and then me and my brother had to share Star Wars #2 from Marvel, and then maybe got a Justice League comic for first grade.
The first comic book that I got was a big one,
Yeah, yeah, the
and,
old '70s style.
and it was Spider-Man versus Superman.
Great. I've got that great comic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I made paper out of airplanes out of it, or rub sticks together to see how you could start a fire with it, something like that, something dumb like that. Sorry.
uh, I went to a private school in first grade, and they asked us to do a book report, and I did a book report on the Justice League,
Mm-hmm.
Justice League of America.
Mm-hmm.
Standard stuff. The next year, they banned all comic books.
Oh man, I went to private school 1 year, and it was Tabernacle Christian Church up at 116th and Keystone, and it's a circular church.
Okay.
And you know, of course, the whole thing, you went around to all the rooms, and the chapel was in the middle. And I always loved it when people, first time visitors, would ask me where the bathroom is, and I'd say it was up there in the right hand corner.
Yeah.
I'm sure Tabernacle will appreciate today. Okay, my bonus pick for today is not Firestorm.
Right. Right.
That is the dumbest, like disco, hippie. Your head's on fire. Dumb.
I've seen Howard the Duck is worse, my friend.
I'm sure he is, but then you got the dude that tries to talk common sense into him, the doctor or whatever he is.
Yeah.
Just dumb. That's why when I went to the store, that was the only characters left or figures left was Firestorm. No, thank you.
You know, he was a character on the Flash TV series.
Yes, I do. Yep.
Yeah.
The old one or the new one?
The current one.
The current one, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, man. What do you have at number 20?
My dream movie from Marvel. I read this comic religiously, and they've done some one shots with them recently. Is The Invaders?
Ooh, interesting.
Where they would take on the Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
So great comic book.
Mine was a Duff Man from The Simpsons. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But Duff Man here to share beer. Duff Man.
Yes.
But he had, I'm not mistaken, wasn't that Phil from Saturday Night Live, whose wife shot him in a double homicide, double suicide? Phil Hartman, I think, did Duff Man's voice.
Great comedian. Tragic.
Yeah, well, coming in at number 20, and he's probably a lot higher on your list. I don't understand it. They lost me when he would show back up in just ripped shorts as the Incredible Hulk.
Okay.
I mean, I just didn't understand it. They've done a lot better job in doing it with the Avengers now, with how they're doing it back then. Of course, with the guy who was doing Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno, who were doing the show.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get into it. I'm a child. It's kind of like, it's like as a kid, you would take food in the bathroom and see if you can go number 2 while you're eating that food. So you think a lot about stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I was just kind of like, Mom, he's close. No. So number 20 is The Incredible Hulk.
He'd lose all his clothes.
Exactly, man. He'd be naked, man. It'd be a great. The Hulk, brought to you by Fruit of the Loom.
With the expanding waistband.
Yes. Explain it to us, kids, okay?
My 19 is, this movie got pushed back because the stinking virus. Black Widow with Scarlett Johansson.
Well, I've heard about that. That'll be interesting when it does come out. It'll be interesting when all these movies start to be able to get some kind of decent rollout, or
Yeah.
But just like us, should have been saved. You should have been saving your money.
Yeah.
Yeah. At number 19, I'm sorry, I have Captain America. I enjoy the movies. I enjoy. You have him a little bit higher?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I got Captain America down there at the bottom because he's just and he's lucky he's on there because I'm a history major and World War II and Steve Rogers and blah 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 blah. But I apologize. Number 19 is Captain America.
The Winter Soldier alone is higher than 19, in my opinion. But that's my second favorite Marvel movie.
Okay. Now I did enjoy the first Captain America.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was pretty good.
Great movie.
For the time. I could have been done with Captain America movies. But then again, I'm more DC laden than I am Marvel, Aiden.
See, I was more Marvel in high school, but after high school, I appreciated DC more.
Yeah.
So, my next up, um, especially when Frank Miller, the writer and artist, did him, it was fascinating. Daredevil.
Oh, did you like the movie?
I tolerated the movie; it was okay.
Yeah. Bullseye aggravated me. That was a dumb character.
Yes. Well, they didn't even do him close to
No,
the character.
that was almost childish. But I enjoyed the movie. I thought Ben Affleck did a good job in it. But you know, once again, I'm not that huge Marvel fan. Now, I think this guy, my next one falls underneath DC. I may be wrong, and they've
Okay.
always been trying to get a movie out there, but just haven't. Plastic Man
Okay.
wore those
He,
Elvis glasses.
he's in the new Flash too, I think.
Okay, yeah. So he's on that
Yeah.
DC. He's on that DC side. So because I think they tried to insert him in some of the Super Friend ones, but I can't remember. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I loved his. Of course, when most people think of Plastic Man, too, at least from our age and perspective, we're thinking of Stretch Armstrong. I
Right.
mean, I had Stretch
Which the
Armstrong, so
which those are worth major dollars.
from what I understand, I've heard that too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Um. Oh, sorry.
no, you're
I
good.
didn't mean to cut you off there. Uh, these guys really took off because of the Netflix specials. Is Power Man Luke Cage.
Oh, yes, he did. Yep, yep. When I was going through all this stuff and I was just kind of doing a little bit of homework too, it was kind of interesting in these people's top 100 superheroes Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo. I'm like, man, don't be slapping the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles into a list of superheroes, man.
I love those guys. Well, let me rephrase that. I love the original comic book. When Archie took it over, done.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, turtles in a half shell, turtle power.
No,
I don't even think that was right.
no, 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 thank you.
Okay. But no, I didn't believe it was there. So at number 17 with mine is from the original Fantastic Four and the Invisible Woman.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you
And
see? Did you see the last Fantastic Four movie with Michael B. Jordan?
man, I would say yes.
Really good.
Yeah,
Really underrated.
yeah. But and Jessica Alba I think did a good job in that in my
Yeah,
opinion. But
yeah,
then I'm a little bit prejudiced toward her because Mike Warren, who played at South Bend Central and played at UCLA and won a couple of championships with John
yeah,
Wooden,
yeah.
that's his daughter-in-law.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, so his son is married to Jessica Alba. What a great Thanksgiving that would be.
Easy on the eyes.
Well, yeah. Well, I was talking basketball, Joe. I don't know what you were talking about there,
Oh yeah,
buddy.
yeah.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
I've never watched Honey more than twice.
Okay, sure.
Awful movie, by the way, but it was the only thing at the Dollar Theater at that time, so I saw it twice.
That's funny. My next up, they're making a movie. Marvel's making a movie of this next year, but I think it's going to be animated, which is the wrong road to go down. Shang Chi, Master of Kung Fu.
Okay, interesting. Okay,
So,
I enjoyed the movie. It was a flop. I
mhm,
enjoyed watching the cartoons. I enjoyed him in the Super Friends,
yeah.
but the Green Lantern.
Oh, I love the comic book Green
Yeah,
Lantern.
yeah,
Love him.
yeah. And even the new version that they had, I think his first name was John. Um,
Yeah,
I can't remember his last name, but I thought they did a great job with that, and also incorporating him in with the Justice League, and I thought it was fantastic. So I'm a big Green Lantern fan.
you're talking about John Johns.
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Yep.
You're gonna be upset with me, but that's okay. I love the first two movies, and it's Superman. Have you seen the Richard Donner version of Superman 2?
Was Gene Hackman in that also?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yes, I have.
yeah. I haven't seen that director's cut of that, but it's supposed to be the better version. So
So, so who are you picking as your number 17?
Superman,
Uh,
15.
that far down?
I'm not a Superman guy. He's an alien.
Wow, man. Wow, I got some head. Okay, all right, bro.
Just like you got
Right.
Captain America
Yeah,
in the cellar.
this guy could have joined the Justice League. This guy could have joined the Avengers.
Hmm.
This guy still at age 76 is pretty damn cool,
Hmm.
especially if he had the powers that he was allegedly given, and that's the $6 million man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
love that show. It'd be the $6 billion man now. Yes.
exactly. But I still
Yeah.
think he could be a part of Avengers, or well, let's go get Colonel Steve Austin. You know, down in Houston because that's where NASA is and he trains. But I
Right.
think that he comes in at number 15 for me. Sorry, 15.
Good pick.
Yeah,
My next pick is your favorite, the Hulk.
yeah. Just and don't make me angry. It's not. It's not. It's not.
You wouldn't like me when I'm
It's
angry.
don't make me angry, Mr. McGee. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. It's not organic. So it's like maybe you don't get mad that I'm getting picked on, so you ain't going to help me. So I don't need you, Hulk. And Bill Bixby. I don't need you.
Okay, so you're trying to tell me, do you ever read Secret Wars
No,
by Marvel?
no,
Oh man, they
no.
he they all the superheroes by the villains get a mountain range, a whole mountain range dropped on them, and Hulk saves them. So there you go.
Meanwhile, at the what's it called? Where did they stay? At the Super Friends stayed at the Justice League. Oh,
At the Hall of Justice.
meanwhile, in the Legion of Doom. You should have got what's his face, the big guy that used to mess with the Flash. I think what was his big Solomon Grundy and the Hulk could get along because they're the same size. Well, so
Yeah,
who did you have at 14?
the Hulk.
The Hulk. Okay, I have Aquaman.
That movie, they said would. Have you seen the movie?
Yeah.
They said that movie would never get made, and it was fantastic.
Yes, it was. They did a great job in that movie. They did a great job in that movie. I thought I loved Aquaman in the cartoon series and Super
Yeah.
Friends and Justice League and all that, and I really enjoyed the movie. So he's Aquaman's there at number 14.
Um, I really started out with this character, but they really watered him down. And um, Marissa Tomei is not Aunt May. Thank you very much, Spider Man.
Oh,
So,
you think you got what Spider Man coming in there and watered down because of all the movies and all the remakes and blah 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 blah. I agree with that. There's just
yeah,
nothing like the Tobey Maguire.
yeah. I mean, the first
First
three,
first three, I'll give you. After that, you're really pushing the envelope.
yeah,
I can even say that as a Star Wars fan, but I will watch it.
yeah.
You know what I'm
And I
saying?
love Mandalorian.
Yeah,
Love Mandalorian.
yeah. So that's interesting. Well, number 13 for me, just because he's cool, just
Mhm.
because I wanted to be him, and just because I got to meet him at a car show in 1975. Robin,
Yeah,
not one of the 8 different Robins or different named people that were a sidekick of Robin. It's Batman and it's Robin.
yeah.
That's it.
And he was part of the Justice League,
Yes,
no matter what you think.
yes, and I still haven't been able to find any of those shoes to be able to fit my feet. But
Right.
and Casey Kasem,
Oh, yeah, you know.
man alive, yeah.
So, my next pick, this comic book, these next two picks actually, this comic book broke the mold. Rorschach
Okay.
from The Watchmen.
Yep, I didn't really get into that really heavily, but I gotcha. but I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
Um, Deadpool. Really?
really.
The movies are entertaining.
I won't watch them.
You won't watch them?
No, no, sir.
You haven't seen them.
Have no desire.
All right. It's cool. Okay.
But I get it. I get the formula.
Yeah.
I get the
Oh,
formula.
yes, yes, yes.
So, yeah, everybody's like, "You don't like Deadpool?" I'm like, "No."
Interesting.
So,
Thought you would have.
and there's no way he should be an X-Man. No way. But anyway, I digress.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. What you got? What are you, 11?
Yeah. The comic's amazing. The movie's well done. V from V for Vendetta.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. I'm watching a series now with, it's called The Money Heist on Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they use those dolly masks like they used in V for Vendetta. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Man, Thor.
Oh man, he's awesome. Oh, I forgot him.
Yep, Thor. I had to toss him in there. Not, not someone you could see just walking down the street being a superhero like you can see Bruce Wayne or Clark Kent or Wally West or
Right.
whatever your secret identity is. But
Right.
Thor.
It's kind of interesting how he did have a secret identity when he first started out. He was a doctor with a walking stick.
Yeah,
So
and then you got a
yeah.
crazy brother of Loki.
Oh man. Yeah. Who's got spaghetti for brains, according to the Hulk.
Yeah.
My next pick, the movie was garbage. Garbage. But the comic book was amazing. Spawn.
Oh yeah, John Leguizamo, and yeah, okay, yeah, I forgot about that. Him being a yeah. You said you're going to dig deep.
Yeah.
Um, when I was a kid and watched all 3 years of the Batman series, Yvonne Craig and Batgirl.
Oh yes, Batman '66. You
Yeah,
can't go wrong with those.
my cousin fooled me and said we got to get home because we're going to watch that girl. I'm like, I heard Batgirl, and of course we got home and it was called That Girl. It was with Danny Kaye's daughter in it, and it was a half-hour comedy. I was thought I was getting ready to watch half hour of Yvonne Craig and Batgirl.
That'd be a good day.
Yeah, plus when you're going up, Yvonne Craig was pretty hot.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Those DVDs are not cheap if you want the whole set.
No, they're not. And
No,
they're not going to lower them.
no.
Nah.
My next pick, the TV show really did the comic book justice. Green Arrow.
Oh yes, I love Green Arrow. Love
Yeah,
Green Arrow.
yeah.
That was one of my go-to hard to find dolls when you'd got buy
Oh
any
yeah.
of it. Yeah, loved Green Arrow. Quinn, what was his name? Arthur
Uh,
Arthur something Arthur Quinn or something like that.
that
But
sounds right.
yeah,
That sounds right.
loved the TV show.
Mhm.
Loved it when they had another actress on there who went on to become a pretty good big time actress, bigger than
Mhm.
actually the one that played the main character. But loved me some Wonder Woman.
I have her later.
Yeah, okay. And of course, Wonder Girl was Deborah Winger
Yeah,
that she had on the show, and that's when they took it back to the World War II rather than the modern time days in 1984. And they've done a good job with that character too. But I have Wonder Woman coming in at number 9.
that movie was supposed to be out this summer, and they had to table it back.
Yep, yep. A lot of things
It's a shame.
because of COVID.
Yeah. We've discussed him earlier. My favorite is Hal Jordan, but you used to see his cartoons on the Bozo Show. Green Lantern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And was that from the Bozo Show out of Chicago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Not a lot of Marvel people on my list, man, but I got to give it to Wolverine.
I have him later.
Yeah. Is a Wolverine / Beast?
No.
To me, it is. I know that's. I know. It's a Wolverine slash Beast is my favorites from that Marvel era, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, Beast is the scientist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, both of them are great. We've talked about this earlier. It's my second favorite Marvel movie of all time, with Winter Soldier as Captain America.
Okay. I mean, it's good stuff. It just doesn't grip me, or he's just a normal man.
And that's part of the appeal for me.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Now this one would be difficult. I enjoy, and I also enjoy the other gender of this superhero, but I'm a Hawkman.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot that
Yeah.
Hawkman's great.
And I slap Hawkman in there too because you watched if you watched Flash Gordon. I
Yeah,
always thought those people were Hawkman,
right.
into that, but of course they weren't. But yeah,
Um, my next pick was a worldwide phenomenon. Um, Chadwick
Boseman.
Chadwick Bostick with the Black Panther.
Yes, I messed with him on my list. I don't know why I left him it off of my list, but he did a great job in that, and and he did a great job in Marshall, the story of Thurgood Marshall. He did a great job in 42, the story of Jackie Robinson,
Right.
and he did a great job of hiding his illness.
Oh my gosh, yes. And then I guess the next Black Panther is the sister, which I'm like, the sister?
The scientist, like the lady
Yeah,
that was okay, yeah.
yeah. With all
But
the
yeah,
tech.
I like that. And well, one person I really enjoyed during Super Friends and it was Black Lightning.
Oh, I did too. I love Black Lightning.
And some people I guess think that it's too cut in the line or whatever, and that he's not around anymore. But I love Black Lightning.
Well, he has a show on the CW, doesn't he?
I think you're right, but a lot of those shows I don't dwell over and watch them.
Yeah.
I should, but I do other things with my entertainment dollar.
Oh, I understand. There's only so many hours in the day.
Yeah.
Um, for me, with any good movie or comic, you have to have a great villain. And I've seen every movie they put out of this character, and they never got the villain right. And because of that, the movie's flopped. It's Judge Dredd. And so I will never, ever watch Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone and Rob Schneider, ever in my lifetime. Ever.
Is that the one where he says, "I am the law"?
Yes. Yeah.
Seen it, owned it on VHS, and probably train wrecked it on a couple of pay channels.
Yeah.
But
No,
I'm
thank you.
but I'm a Arnold Schwarzenegger fan. But I agree with you. Was that your number 6?
5.
5. Spider Man.
You know, that was the first TV superhero I saw on the Electric
On
Company.
the Electric Company, exactly where he would,
And
rather
that
than talk.
and that was Morgan Freeman's first
Morgan
acting
Freeman.
job.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys. And we used to watch that in at school, in public school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great show.
When you saw the TV roll in, you're like, all right, we're going to get to see some. And then you go out on the playground and act like Spider Man. Spider Man.
Great song.
Yep.
Um, I really related to this character in my teen years, and I really related to the superhero group in my teen years as well. Wolverine and the X-Men.
Okay. Yep. He's like I said, I'm not really over there on that Marvel side, but I agree with you. I agree. I love Green Arrow.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's all day.
So you've said what you need to see about Green Arrow, and I need to actually start watching that on CW on stream it. But loved Green Arrow. I just maybe thought maybe that's something I could do. It doesn't really have any superpowers, but really enjoyed Green Arrow.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I can't believe my mom let me watch this TV show. The movie, um, the movie was amazing. And she's been around since World War II, Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So,
Yep.
and Linda Carter, what can
Yeah.
you say about Linda Carter?
Yeah. And she was a Latina.
Right.
She's Hispanic, so it's and she's still around and still looks pretty damn good for her age. So,
Yes.
but very cool. The only Wonder Woman.
Yes.
If you think about it, in my opinion, the other one does a good job of it. But well, I got to toss them in there. Superman.
Oh yeah. I mean,
So I enjoyed the TV show with George Reeves. I
mhm.
enjoyed all of the movies with Christopher Reeves and with Gene Hackman. I even enjoyed the flop one with Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as Lex Luger or Lex Luthor. So
Yeah.
man, I went a little wrestling on there. Lex Luger is a wrestler.
That's okay.
Lex Luthor is the villain. But I'm glad Gene Hackman got away from that after the first two, though.
But when you look back at that series, those are the effects were 70s effects. I get
Oh
it.
yes,
But Superman 1 was the first real comic book movie
it
of
was.
the modern era.
Yeah, yeah, and great music with John Williams. Great music.
Oh yeah, John Williams is
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
He's my classical music guy.
Oh, same way here.
So, um, my number two is way, way, way underrated. I don't know why they cast somebody who didn't have the skills for this in Netflix, but Iron Fist.
Ah, very interesting. My number two is the fastest man on the face of the earth, and that is the Flash.
I love the Flash.
The Flash. I mean, I know they've got it out as a TV series. I would like it to be the Flash in his original suit. Kind of like they did
Yeah,
with the one they tried doing in the early '90s. But
yeah,
the Flash is just there's just something about him, and Captain Freeze, and
yeah.
the comic books, the figures. I just love me some of the Flash.
So my number one.
No, go ahead, man.
Oh, I was expecting a drum roll or something.
No, I'll
An
give you the golf.
effect.
I'll give you the round of applause.
If you don't have the villain, you can't have the number one hero. And unfortunately, I couldn't see the last movie, but I've read all the comic books. So my favorite was when Frank Miller did it, Batman.
Frank Miller did. Okay, Batman is your number one.
Yeah, Batman did the Dark Knight.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
amazing comic book.
I did. I loved that. I loved most of the. I've loved all the movies. To be honest with you, I've been disappointed with a few, but I can't say that I wouldn't watch them again.
Oh, I wouldn't watch Batman and Robin. That's
No,
the
I
worst movie
understand
of
that
all
one. Then
time.
I understand that one.
Yeah.
Um, so my number one
Hmm.
was the last thing on Saturday morning cartoons, but it was live action. I have been waiting for them to do a movie with him for years. If you look back here, you can see the new one there. And if you look behind me here, you can see the old one there. And that is Shazam.
That movie was not good.
Didn't bother me, man. That's how much I enjoy Shazam. Because
Okay, I'll
because of
give you that.
because
I'll
of
give you that.
how down the river it went, they're not going to make another one. No one's going to
Right.
take it. No one's going to take a chance of making a better one. So I got to
Right.
take it while I can get it. And the guy who did it in the new one reminds me of Jimmy Fallon. He was too immature in it, and I understand that Billy Batson was a youngster and got his powers. But have you ever watched a live action show from the '70s?
Yes, I have. Good show.
A good show, taught you morals and everything else. And those were the comic books that I had from the beginning, and also the action figures that I had. But I love Shazam, just love it, and just as many powers as Superman, and not an alien.
No, I don't remember who turned him evil, but somebody turned him evil, and he beat Superman.
Yeah, I think it was the Black Adam.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, which they said that if they were going to do a sequel, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson was going to play Black Adam.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and from what I understand too, I may be talking ignorance. I thought Jim Carrey was doing a reboot of the $6 Million Man.
Oh wow. Well, okay. I don't see him doing that. But
Well, there are our top 20 plus a Joe bonus
yes.
of our favorite superheroes. Joe, it's always a pleasure spending time with you. We're getting a little bit better and better at this. I like how, about a couple hours after our shows, we'll both be messaging each other on what we think our next topic should be.
Do you mind if I do a quick story, really quick?
No, go right ahead.
This is a flashback to high school. Before I had my driver's license, me and my buddy Craig would we would ride our bikes for an hour one way to go get comic books at the bookstore there in Anderson, and we would ride back with, you mean, with our lawn mowing money, and we did that like every week in the summer until I got my driver's license finally when I was 16. So it was really nutty.
And bought comic books.
Oh yeah.
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 My fun at doing something like that was collecting baseball cards.
Oh sure, I did that too.
Man, you'd get out that front of a Hags or a Hooks, and you'd be opening that up, cramming that gum in your mouth, which cuts the roof of your mouth and then breaks off your teeth while you're chewing it. And you start flipping those cards. What a feeling that you can't get that anymore, because number one, cards are $28 a pack, and number two, they just don't put gum in them anymore. But
Yeah.
there's nothing like that as a child. It's sad a lot of that stuff is gone for our generation or our children.
There was one year I bought out of the pack. I want to say 83, the 83 Tops basketball set. I bought the whole thing out of the pack, which is like a miracle.
Yeah. And you remember the big basketball cards?
Yes.
Oh man, love those, love those, love those, love those. All right, everybody, thank you for joining the Billy and Joe Top 20 show,
Yes.
plus a Joe bonus. Please go to our Facebook page, the Billy and Joe Top 10 Show. Please like and subscribe to our page. Our shows are posted there. Of course, we share them other places. Also, please go onto YouTube, type in the Keeping the Nostalgia live show, and subscribe. This is where our shows come on. Also, if you have topics you would like for us to take on, please submit them. We'll be more than glad to give our top 10 so we can hear your top 10 and how you disagree or agree with our choices. And once again, you can listen to Joe Carney on Indy's Local Flavor, his podcast, and we will see you guys same time next week, same bat channel. Will Joe and Billy make it to their next show? Wait and see. Next week, same time, same bat channel. Joe, thank you very much. Everybody, thank you so much. Please subscribe to their Facebook page and go to YouTube. Thank you. Have a great Sunday evening.
Enjoy the football game.